Because the other thing
Gav's
was...
talking out of his ass again, boys.
Oh, right. Buenos fucking evening.
Buenos nachos.
Buenos cojones. Who you call retardes?
You retarded.
The only thing I could have totally missed on it, guys, was the fact that do I have to spell it out? And then he did the riddle.
The 7 riddles.
So I thought it was 7 letters.
So did I.
I tried to do it that way first, but it just made no fucking sense to me.
I say we just say penises to him, see if that's the answer.
Just kill him.
The last bit,
together
is a spirit of life that brings death, laughter, sadness, clarity, and madness. What is the spirit of life that brings death, laughter, sadness, clarity, and madness?
Marijuana.
That's weird.
Love.
Romance? That's a 7-letter word.
Well, I'm not putting my cock in the fucking skull's mouth.
No, but maybe he has a love interest or something that he wants us to bring to him.
Yeah, good call. I went straight to blowjobs, obviously.
Because it was about him. He wants something to settle him so we can go behind the wall to get his hat, if I'm right.
No, the hat settles his mind.
Because he's a fucking dum-dum without it.
He wants something to settle his mind, settle him down for a little bit so you can go and get his hat, and then once he's got his hat, he'll be able to answer you more clearly.
Can I knock out his skull? You reckon? Doesn't have a brain to concuss, but maybe.
He's not stopping you from going, it's just that you won't want to go back there.
Yeah, we'll have to fight all kinds of weird shit probably while he's unsettled.
Well, I'm down for a fight. Yeah.
Tongi's totally down for a fight, but
the personification of his madness being magically created.
That's the thing. If he wants something to settle him, does he want something that he can an actual drink, or is it something physical, or is it something more obscure than that?
Is his skull wonky on the shelf, and we need to line it up so it's straight or something? Want some ballast around it so it's nice and secure.
Talking to some mad skeleton attached to the wall, it doesn't make any sense.
This guy's making no sense. This whole situation makes no sense.
Tongi's probably thinking that after coming alive and suddenly being something else. I wasn't orc.
So the daughter or granddaughter or whoever she is doesn't want to talk about it.
I will permit or perhaps even encourage a persuasion check on that.
No.
There's a couple other things that you can do, and including potential. Yeah.
I'm gonna start killing the sheep until she tells us the answer.
Ooh.
Their typical solution.
What was that about a redemption arc?
Yeah, so much for that redemption arc. That's gone out the window.
Sheep aren't people. Sheep aren't people, they're food. That's fine.
Yeah, but
if one of them asks me to stop,
they are in Wales.
I suppose, yeah, they are people in Wales.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I will ask Lucy, was it?
Yeah, sure.
Lucy, I will ask Lucy that, the king has bade us to come here. We just need some answers from the tomb, and then we'll be on our merry way.
Sorry, I am still opening notes.
Yeah, cool.
Between different things. And we'll let everybody get into the table.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Oh, my old dice. Nice.
It's
Novelty.
I just realized I might need another D20, I think.
Your other option is I can give more clues to the riddle itself. Again, I might invite something like a history check, something like that.
Well, persuasion I'll probably fail, but history I'll smash.
Yeah.
I can talk to the lady if she would like me to.
If you think you could get the answer out of her, by all means.
You can certainly try.
Do we want to bother going through the riddle between ourselves one more time? Or we just... Have we all done it and kind of stumbled?
Answers that then.
Yep.
What do I need open?
I'm sure these fucking type of riddles.
Yep.
Anyway. Not logical. No way.
It is logical. I think.
I think so, but
I mean, it is a crazy man talking to us. He's probably just talking bullshit.
So the first is a blend of all shades if they're in balance. So that's white, yeah? Because all colours put together in light are white.
Yep.
The second is right there also. It's in here. It's here, in this, in that. That's either TH or also. It's right there also. It's here, in this, in that. White in. I don't know what that one is.
you're treading very close to it there, Gav.
Yeah, I think it's basically one of the words.
Is it H? It's here, in this, in that.
Yeah, like it could be TH. That's why I thought maybe it was part of the a
No,
word,
just H.
just a letter. The third shows up fast. If it's there, then you'll miss it. I don't know what that one was. I did have a guess at I at one point, or time, or something.
Give you a clue. Think of idioms or cliches that involve something and you'll miss it.
Blink.
Blink and you'll miss it. What?
The fourth is sweeter if it's stolen. So, like, is that love or a kiss? Kiss is sweeter if it's
Yeah,
stolen? That
kiss.
sounds a bit rapey, but that's this expression. If fifth matches how you speak when you know where you're to find it. That to me was like, oh. Like an exclamation.
Not what you'll say, but how you'll speak. So more likely to be an adverb or an adjective.
The condition of a livestock's arse. So, the only thing I could figure out on this is sometimes you can inspect an animal for its health by examining its arse.
Or, you know,
That's-
woolly. Because so sheep are woolly.
You guys do have the option also to leave the crypt and go and look at the sheep.
If it has
Yeah,
the
do you want
word
me to go
tattooed
put the
around
finger
its
up?
ass.
Can you detect
Sheep's arse.
thoughts on the skull? See if we can tell what it's thinking the answer might be.
I could, yeah. I kind of thought that was a bit cheaty.
Yeah, detect thoughts on a mindless room temperature IQ crazy man.
And together is the spirit of life that brings death, laughter, sadness, clarity, and madness. That's what I thought was like love or something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking romance for the answer to that, and that is a 7-letter word. But then romance doesn't start with W, so that was out of the way.
Yeah, but then that'd only be one word and all the other points would be moot.
So
I
it
mean,
could
like
be,
romance isn't the answer because obviously it doesn't start with W.
but it doesn't have to start with
What are you
W.
talking
The
about,
first is
W?
in The first is in a blend of all shades if they're in balance. So it could be a letter that's in the word balance and in shades. I had one suggestion was A or E.
Yeah.
Well, if it's a blend of all shades, you mix them together. If they're in balance, it's only A's and L's and E.
Not an L.
L's in balance. All shades. Blend of all shades. Blend of those two words if they're in balance.
I would have thought it was shades. Anyway, whatever. A-E-L.
But look at it, a blend of all shades.
Yeah. If we're sticking with the riddle for the minute, give me the history check.
Also, I've in 20. Can I just solve it? It's 15 plus 9.
The
24.
the order of the letters is significant. I.e., it's significant that the first is first. The second is the second. So the answer to the first is likely to be the first letter.
Is it penises?
The answer is not. You can attempt penises if you would like.
Well, it's the first 7-letter word I thought of.
So A-H. In here, or in this and in that, in the second. The third shows up fast. If it's there, then you'll miss it. I don't know. S? It's not a word.
Okay.
So what did you think was the
Blink
answer
and you'll
to?
miss it, so B.
Well, again, so third. What's the third letter in blink?
Oh, I.
Silent letter. A lot of the time.
I-S.
And so again, if you're working on the principle that the answer to the fourth riddle is kiss,
It's S.
then you would look at the fourth letter
How
there.
you'll speak. I don't know this one. The fifth one stumps me.
And then you don't know where to find it.
The sixth one, I was thinking.
I think I know what the answer is.
Suggestions was health. Go for it.
I think, hang on, W-H-I-S. Is it
Whiskey.
whiskey?
Whisper. Whisper.
Like a whiskey?
Would you like to go and find some whiskey? Does anybody have
we?
any with them?
I've
Anybody got a
only,
whiskey?
Something to holding.
I've only got rum in the bag of holding.
Son of a bitch. Can we go ask Lucy if she's got some whiskey, maybe? Like
Absolutely.
family.
You can absolutely go and ask Lucy if she has some whiskey.
I'm not a talker. Someone else do it, please. Tonky is not a talker.
What about whisper as well?
Well, he wanted a drink, didn't he?
Yeah, he did
That's
want
why I
to
thought it was
settle him. So
Oh, the spirit. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Whiskey.
Uh,
Yeah,
I'll
okay,
go
whiskey.
sulfur.
whiskey is a spirit.
I'll settle it further. Gav, what's the etymology of the word whiskey?
Ishkabaha, which is
And
the
what does
water
that mean?
of life. Water of life.
And what happens if you have too much of it?
You
You fucking die.
Piss yourself and fall down.
So if you want the spirit of life that brings death.
Laughter, sadness, clarity, and madness.
Who's going to ask Lucy about the whiskey?
Yeah.
Well,
I'll go with her. I want some whiskey.
don't drink it all.
I will wander out from the tomb and head towards her house.
Yeah.
Jollily. No.
You find her in the farmhouse kitchen. She's cutting some cheese, literally, not just farting.
I just found.
Yeah, fine, okay.
Lucy, my dear girl, you wouldn't happen to have some whiskey, would you? Purchase off of you?
Mm.
Ow.
Yeah, we've a whole still in the grain store. Give me a minute.
Sheesh.
She puts down the knife, walks into a storeroom, comes back with a bottle of muddy-looking fluid. There's no label on it. A loose cork stuffed in the end. Yeah, figured you'd be needing this.
Thanks, love. I'll have it this week.
Couldn't have told us
Of
earlier,
course
could
you
you?
will.
And then I'll wink.
It's none of my fucking business, and I don't want it to be my fucking business.
Not about that.
I find this woman confusing.
Well, you know, pretty hard to care about the king all the way out here.
Well, no one cares about the king.
Kingsword?
I am no Kingsword.
Fair.
Jeffro.
Fair.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you.
I'll be putting some potatoes in the pot in the next half an hour. You're welcome to come by any time, maybe half an hour after that.
What?
Yeah, fine. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Let us go.
Okay. You're going back down into the crypt?
Yeah, I stayed there. So
Yeah, I stayed in the
absolutely.
crypt as well.
And the skull is kind of giggling and murmuring at you, and it's been so long since I've had guests. Oh, it's hard to know what to talk about these days. What is the weather like these days? You know, how has it changed? Are the seasons? Are there still 4 of them? We're not still counting the days by seasons, are we? Hard to settle on a bloody calendar, what with our business and all of that.
Hey, brother, I got a drink for you.
And the eyes, which have been slightly off focus for the whole time that you've been in there, slightly independent of one another, lock.
I'll
On the
take a big swig. One for me, and
No,
I'll
no.
pour it in the skull's mouth and say one for you.
The whiskey leaks out of the bottom of the mandible, out of the jawbone. But what remains of the tongue laps and wiggles. The vertebrae that have crept up the wall, expanded and grown, it drizzles down them like some twisted fountain.
best fountain in the world.
How's that,
Such a
mate?
waste.
That all right?
Good vintage on that one.
Probably 300 years after you last had something.
Hard to say.
So, what's back there then?
Oh, the archive, isn't it? My hat will be back there, and a few other things. Help yourself to something each, if you'd like.
All right. Speaking of, I'll have another drink and I'll pour one more in the skull. Catch you in a bit. Look after the bottle, and I'll just place it on the ground next to it.
What else is back there in the archive, James?
Keepsakes, heirlooms of the order. You've all got badges or will again someday. I'm sure.
Any protections? Any other spirits?
Go on. No, it's all on me, but I'm feeling a little settled, a little too relaxed to fight now.
All right, I'm satisfied. I'm gonna go back there.
The glow. So I talked to you about there having been a crack in the wall here that had a slight glow through it. Seems to be less kind of variant in its pulsation of the colour, but has spread more. The mortar between the bricks on the back wall seems a little less solid, a little more porous, and a kind of verdant, maybe the shade of a very ripe apple glow. It starts to peer between the bricks of the wall.
Can I squeeze through?
As you push against the bricks, they kind of just move.
Wow. Guess I really am strong now.
and they don't drop, but rather drift, like a bubble or a seedling coming off a dandelion. You're able to push things away. So I'm going to wipe out all of these.
So as the guys are going through, I'll ask James.
Yeah.
So what's kept you incorpor what's the word?
Conscious, maybe, or...
Yeah,
Well-
what's kept you conscious all these years?
I think probably magic, innit?
Duty, mainly. A sense of obligation, coupled with, as your friend says, some magic which even I, in my advanced years, cannot claim to truly understand. But when there's a job to be done... maybe I'll be able to explain it to you in a moment. My hat, if you would.
This guy, I ain't got a fucking clue about magic either. And then I'll misty step onto the other side of the gap.
Okay, so there's a bit of a gap.
Oh wait, no.
You squeeze through
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You are here. There is a bit of a gap, and then a kind of island.
By gap, you mean drop. Sorry.
It's almost like, yeah, there is a drop that is filled with light
Okay.
that remind you of the clearest nights of camping you've ever had. Those of you who have travelled won't have been far enough north to see the aurora, but you will have heard stories from sailors of the times that multiple colours played upon the sky. And you get some glimpse of that, of a kind of shimmering, of a kind of twisting or swirling. Those of you who have spent time upon the sea may have seen oars or a ship's prow disturb the bacteria that cause the lights to sparkle. And Tong, even you will have had nights where the fungus upon the rocks appears to shine inexplicably. And it's like that kind of bioluminescent glow, but not still, not static in the slightest.
Okay.
What does come to mind looking at the shapes of the tentacled beast that stalked you in your visit to the Hells, but much larger. There's some void, some gap, and then there is a circular platform with another room on the other side, like a little hut. You can see the doorway.
Can I dimension door into the doorway?
Yeah, so you are. Yeah, so you're at the back wall there. You can absolutely dimension door across the gap. It's large. It's short enough to misty step it.
How, like, what's the
I
light?
can come
in
through the
here?
door as well. By
Is
the way.
it like dim light or?
I will definitely consider it dim light. Yes, absolutely. It's light enough that you could kind of make shapes out, but you couldn't. You'd struggle to read by it.
I'll get
That
out
makes
my stone of light and just.
No.
I will. I mean, I'm going to get out anyway, even though I can see. Carry on.
I was about to say, if it's dim light, I can use steps tonight and I can fly.
Oh. You could tell me to put it away and I'll put it back in my pocket.
Ooh. Fly time is what Tongi's going to say, and he's just going to suddenly start floating.
Well, that's bloody weird.
And Tongi steps off the platform and just drifts. You're not super fast like that, are you?
No, it's the same as magic will give yourself flying speed equal to walking speed for 1 minute. So I have
Okay.
1 minute of 30 feet flying speed.
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, it's a normal walking speed. I've got it in my head that it's a 15-foot movement, but that must be something else that I'm thinking of.
This is Steps of Night. This is Twilight
Yeah.
Cleric thing.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, no sweat. What's Tongi's expression like as he does this? What's his demeanour? Is he looking calm about this, or?
a mixture of like shock and joy. Like he doesn't know why he said those words, and he doesn't know where this is coming from, but he's happy nonetheless.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
No
our portal gone over. If Gav wants to come through the same dimension door, I just assume it'll open.
Yeah, I was just going to poke out my walking stick at the ground in front of me to see if there's some sort of magical thing to walk across.
The stick kind of drops and drifts depending on where you wave it, where you swish it, and it swishes slightly in the light as though it's a mist. But you can't find anything solid past the wall of bricks, which are now floating in the midst between you and there.
All right, well, in that case, I'll take the dimension door. Thank you very much, Cornwall.
Oh. It closes as soon as
Oh,
Gav
fuck it.
enters.
I won't misty step then. Oh, okay.
What are you going to do?
I was going to go through dimension door as well, if I can.
You can only
Can't.
take one, so it's the
Okay,
caster
yeah.
and one other person. It's not
Is
the
it this far away? 30 feet.
yeah,
Misty step.
easy peasy. And how about Tor? Are you crossing?
Yeah, I'll just turn into a bat. Fly across.
Okay.
Oh. Guess I've used it once already. Whatever.
All right. The ground on the opposite side feels cool, slightly soft ground, but generally
Got
speaking,
one
it's
of them as well.
settled.
Grapefruit flavored IPA.
Ooh.
Don't know, I haven't tried it yet.
It'll be good.
Oh yeah, I forgot to ask Sam. I forgot to ask you if you got my link the other day.
No,
For the model.
Yeah,
I did not.
oh, I should be on Discord.
I haven't. Yeah.
Where did you send it?
I sent it to you, Sam, on Discord through private messages.
Oh,
Like direct messages.
what the fuck? Since when has this done message requests? Yeah, I got it.
Oh, message
not
request,
friends.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
God.
never seen that before.
It'll be
So
if
I'm
you're
not friends
not-
with half of you.
You got to be
Yeah.
friends.
I
Oh,
don't
that's
do
why.
friends on this. Yeah,
I don't really bother with friends on stuff like Discord as well. It's like, what?
yeah, I was sorry. I did. Yeah, I did get it. It just was hidden.
That's all good. I'll wait for the next session, hopefully.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, can
Right.
someone double my D20 for me? Can someone like copy it?
Yeah, I can. Where are we?
Because it won't let me for some reason.
Yeah, you have permissions on the table.
Yeah,
Thank
'cause
you.
It's very
Do you need
easy
anything else?
to fuck a table up.
Nah, I just
Yeah,
need
give me
two D20s
permissions.
for like disadvantage and advantage rolls.
Yeah.
Head towards the door, Jed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a simple. It's a kind of simple stone building, not unreminiscent of certain old temples. But yeah, simple wooden door, remarkably well preserved if it is the age that it is. Not locked.
It smells weird.
Open it up, step through.
Yeah.
Yep.
What you see inside is truly an archive, but also partially maybe an armory or a magazine, or a wardrobe. There is all kinds of treasures set out, decked up.
Oh,
An
it's a real
actual-
scene from a movie.
Yeah.
Look, a mannequin of Nick Cage.
From which movie?
Yeah. The air doesn't stink like the crypt did, even. Like undisturbed underground places, you all have spent enough time in them now to know what the stale air smells like. But there seems to be some kind of preservation effect going on in here. There are boxes of what probably contain written records. They look like that style. The kind to hold scrolls or books. There are books on desks, shelves and shelves of magical scrolls. A box clearly designed to hold gems and another for gold pieces. Racks of weapons and armor.
Right.
And a few other nice things. You can see a couple of different pieces of headgear, but what catches your eye is a tall felt hat with a gentle brim. Gromlon's a young dwarf, but you would recognize it as an old style. Out of fashion now.
Can I try it on?
Oh boy.
You can absolutely try it on. And as you do...
Is this fitting? What does this look?
You feel a tickle to your synapses. You feel your brain run a little bit cooler.
Good Pratchett reference.
Indeed.
I don't know why I was expecting a straw hat for some reason.
Feeling this hat might be magical.
Maybe that's James's hat.
I won't be surprised.
It must be his hat.
Wonder what else is in here.
There are a number of other things. Now, I can describe things visually, or I can just give you guys a list of magic items to choose from, if you'd like. You've been encouraged to help yourself to something each.
I want his hat. No.
It wouldn't put past Gromlon.
I don't need 19 intelligence. I mean, everyone needs 19 intelligence, but I don't need it. Yeah.
Someone who has 20 intelligence doesn't need it.
Whatever
Someone who has
8
Jed.
might need it though.
Yeah. Bear with me a second, then I'll drop a list in the Discord.
Ooh.
He's a charisma character, so I definitely don't. Always nice.
I wonder. Jed, you mentioned the building's kind of like, or this hut is like temple-like in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if like Tongi can do something to see if there's any kind of like, like magic going on here, like deity type magic or like nature type magic.
Okay, you can make a religion roll.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Isn't that what you're meant to be good at?
I'm a dumbass. Tongi's an idiot. He might be a cleric, but he doesn't know he's a cleric.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Unless you've got some other ability that you'd like to employ or like to use. You don't have the commune spell or anything like that.
I might have a look at after the looking through his magical items. I might have a look at the tendrils.
I need to check my spells real quick.
There's a couple of things with asterisks in the list there. I can give stats for them because I think that they're not official items, but I'm going to include them anyway.
God, you actually put fucking Robe of the Archmagier in there, Jed.
I believe.
Hey, you guys chose what was on this list. You'll recall.
I know. All of that is our things.
Yeah.
Is what? Oh.
Or is that all like homebrew stuff? Or
no, this is all magic items from our one shot.
Oh.
As you can see, a lot of them were cheaty.
Yes.
What's amulet?
Robes of the Archmagier.
Robe of the Archmagier, I know, is a hell of a cheesy item. But it just means I'll have to hit you that bit harder.
Well, that's definitely for Gav.
Is it a white, grey, or black robe?
White.
Obadiah Black doesn't look good in white.
Obadiah White, you have to change your name.
Goes diet.
Were you going to make that that religion roll, Jimmy?
Oh yeah, sorry, do that now. I was just looking at the list, being like, "Ooh, look at all these items."
Yeah.
What's that? 17. So that's 20. Straight 20.
Okay, cool. Bear with me. Let me see what I can tell you.
We've only got +3 religion.
But yeah, 20 total. Okay. There's a couple of feelings. Tongi hasn't spent a lot of time in formal temples, and actually the building that it evokes most clearly to him is the kind of the circular building with the oak growing in the middle of it, into which you emerged when you first came to High Lurie. Now, that's the first thing then that comes to mind to him. You will notice that the pillars built around the edge, the shape of the building, these things are the same. Older, though, especially if, as you are on the outside, you see the wear on the stone clearly marks them as older, if less weathered. You've spent, again, enough time around stone to know how it ages, to know how it changes over time. But Tongi can tell that that place, the place with the oak, was built for that purpose and was built. There were markings around it. There was a kind of decoration and an ornamenture to it, even a relatively simple shrine like that denoted it for that purpose. This one is much more Spartan. The other thing that you'll have seen enough of working in the mines are people learning from each other by copying, people trying to replicate others. Perhaps they think they're improving on a design. Every few years a new minecart would come along that you know, even you were told was more efficient, it would pull things along better. But you and the others around you were smart enough to know that if something was good enough to stick around, it was probably the best that things were going to get. What I'm driving at here, and this is a novel thought for Tongi and his experience of the world, but this might be the first temple of the particular tradition that follows around Lurich. Now, you've been told about the faith in Lurich, both in and out of character, that this place rejects the ideas of gods and kind of interplanar beings, that it worships nature directly. You've seen some of this firsthand now. You've met some people involved in it. But you might know that that wasn't always the case. And so it had to begin somewhere, right? Well, with a 20 religion check, you might realise that this would be the first place for it. You might realise that Twilight might be the holiest thing of all. Twinkling lights down in the depths that remind everyone of the stars in the sky, the open sky at night. You spent a whole lifetime deprived of, and now you have a whole lifetime to explore.
Very old temple. Maybe first. And I want to say that out loud so others can hear me if they want to.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the others of you have encountered older buildings perhaps even an older temple, but it was in ruins.
Did I?
Gromnon did not. Titus did.
Oh, what, the temple by the river where we went underground and
Different game.
oh shit.
The hilltop fort.
Where you got attacked by the displacer beasts.
Just a wrecked built.
Ah,
I thought it was a ruined
yes.
house.
Yeah.
The old church.
It was yeah.
Also where we came out from the hells, wasn't it?
No.
No, where you
What's
came
it?
out from the hells was just in Obadiah's bedroom.
I don't know
Yeah.
where I had that thought in my brain.
Maybe because of the stone guys.
No, there was some sort of link between them, though.
There was definitely some the ruined stone tower with the dead men in the hells was reminiscent of that old stone ruined building.
That's what it was. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Well, Jed, I
Okay,
think I'm
well,
gonna pick up the ring of mind shielding.
Well, that's lucky because I want the ring of protection. 'Cause-
Oh yeah, I haven't looked.
Gex, you
I-
probably want that belt of fire giant strength.
No, I was just looking at that belt, motherfucker. Tell you what, if Gex wants that belt, can I have the belt that Gex has got right now that Jeffro's
Oh,
got?
God, yeah.
Sure.
Well, Gex is a Dex character.
yeah.
yeah, but
Makes more sense for
no,
Tungy to take them.
No, but if okay,
I mean, Gex, if Jeffro wants that
I
belt,
am
take the belt. And...
not a Dex character anymore because I'm wearing a belt that gives me a higher bonus on strength.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like, I still have 20 Dex, but like,
You have
if,
the option.
If my strength is higher, it defaults to that for my attacks.
I'm guessing the belt you got right now is either stone or frost giant.
It's stone giant strength.
Yeah, so that's still 23. So if you want the fire giant belt, do you reckon Tongi could take the stone one off your hands?
Absolutely.
You could also get something else as well.
Oh
He
yeah,
hadn't
right.
chosen something from his thing.
Yeah, it's just What work
I
for
genuinely
Tongi?
think I want his hat. I don't think there's anything else there. I mean, there's loads of good shit there. The X-ray vision's amazing. Minute seeing's amazing. If you're an
What is
intelligence
the
character,
eyes
it's
of-
even better.
Minute seeing. It's a set of glasses that give you advantage on
Minute seeing.
investigation checks.
Oh, okay.
So
then
I'll
work
take the
for
belt.
But only on close range objects.
Yeah, it's
I'll,
effectively like having a magnifying glass.
I'll give you the belt when we go to rest. Wink, wink.
Well, if Gav is going to take the mind shielding ring, that does leave that robe, Sam.
Don't want it.
You don't want it?
Yeah, I can't use it. I'm lawful neutral.
I don't give a shit about that.
I just don't want it, Chad.
Yeah. No, firmly and aggressively. I understand alignment is good sometimes, but
All right. Well, I look terrible in white, so no.
Headband of
Black all the
yeah.
way.
Wait, who's taking the headband of intellect?
I'm trying
the
to.
robes.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the thing. Is the headband of intellect the actual hat that Giants want, or is that a
Yes.
separate object?
No, that's
Oh.
his hat.
That's his actual hat. Okay, let's not.
I thought
Yes.
that I'd taken that out. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I meant to take that off the list even. Yeah.
Yes, that is his hat. because
Okay, that is his hat.
I flavoured it as a hat when I made.
Yeah. It's built into
Also,
a...
Jed,
Yes.
is his pipe of smoke monsters there?
Ooh, it should be. Why don't I have that?
Because it's just a wondrous, common item. But I'm quite tempted by that.
I'm tempted by the ring of protection at the moment.
Nah,
Gone.
Dib. If you're gonna call dibs, put it in the channel below, I guess, because then folks know.
Is that what you picked? Is it Vic? Has
Yeah.
Tor picked the ring of protection?
Yep, getting that AC and saves up.
Can you use
That's why I was looking at it.
Can Tongi use a greatsword
He could. What does great sword of sharpness do?
or the mithril half plate? Like,
Well, I've got plate plus one already.
When you've got
Okay.
23 strength, you'll be pretty good with a fucking great sword of sharpness. You do need
yeah,
the
that's got to
weapon.
be.
You got that +1 scimitar. I think that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
You don't
That's like
use
a
the shield.
D6 damage in there or something. D8 maybe. Great
Oh,
swords.
wait. You can,
2d6?
Actually, you won't be able to use your...
Shield.
yeah, because it's two-hander, isn't it?
I can use magic, but I won't be able to use sword and shield.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Yes, the pipe is there, Sam. Sorry, I
The
missed
great
it.
sword
on the list.
is a two-handed weapon. It requires two hands, so you can't use you can't. You'll lower your AC by 2 if you take the.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
I mean,
Yeah,
19 AC is pretty good.
You're increasing your
That's what
damage
I've
output
got.
by quite a bit.
Substantially.
Yeah. Might
I'll
be a worthy
take-
trade.
I'm going to try and convince him to take the hat, Jed, but if not, I'm going to carry his boots out in my hand as well.
Boots.
So I'm wearing his hat at the moment, and I'll go take it to. And I'm going to carry the boots out, the wind boots.
Jed, is there any books here on the Order of the King's Ward?
That is what you are there to learn about, and there are a number of books which are the history and annals of the King's Ward.
Are there
So there are
also
a number
any
of volumes of it. Let's say there are 4 volumes.
Any scrolls and potions laying around this plate?
There are a
Ooh,
bunch
good
of
shout.
scrolls, there are a bunch of potions.
We can only take one thing, though. That's what he said.
Did he?
I thought you meant of magical equipment.
I don't think this guy knows what he's talking about. Will he even notice?
Oh, these could also be for future generations, but I mean, if we lose this war, we've lost. Let's go stick the hat on him and see what he has to say for himself.
In fact, yes, let me talk to him a minute. You make a good point, Black.
I can't. You can fly
go
over there
back.
with those boots.
Oh, yeah, but do I need to attune to them? I probably need to attune to these.
Would it not be best for like Jeffro to just jump? Oh, you can't. 'Cause
Yes.
it's 30 feet.
I can
Quite far,
misty
innit?
step back.
If you can go across, then just
You could
throw a
also
rope
just
across.
not have
I-
changed back from that.
I didn't hear you say you changed back from a bat.
I didn't say.
I don't think he
changed-
did, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear you say you changed back from a bat.
But I'm thinking
He's
about
just
everyone
picked the
else
ring up
around.
on his head.
Yeah.
Just put it over his little bat
But
head.
just don't change
Squawking on
back
it.
now.
I want to convince him now. To let us take more. Yeah, Jed, fuck it. I'm going to dimension door back. That's another 4th level spell slot.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to take the boots.
Got that 4? Yeah.
And the hat.
Yeah.
And I'm going to approach him with both.
Okay.
And say, is this the hat you're looking for, sir?
My hat, yes, please. I would crane my head, but you know. Oh, what a pain in the neck this I think must be for you, eh? Oh God, what do you think it's like with this? Pain in the neck. Oh, the stress after all these years. Oh, the making of my career was that hat. The making of me. You know, they say the clothes maketh the man. Festeth
Tell me.
venom ready.
Tell me, before I give you this, why? Why was it the making?
What do you? No, you have to give me the hat. No, I can't give you any answers until you give me the hat. Like it's trying. Do you know what it's like trying to hold on to a fat in this head?
Fine, I'll put the hat on him.
Okay. And the eyes, which have been spinning even after the whiskey, close like a silk white, moth wing thickness eyelid. Bats up, bats down, the eyes close, and a blink inside the skull. And an exhalation through the dry bones of the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That's better. They keep taking it off me, you know.
Who's they? What is this hat?
Each generation. What's the guy who's in charge now? His name is Viska. An orthodox type. Even in his youth, I can't imagine what he's like now.
The priest, you mean? Don't worry, I pissed him off.
Of course he means well. Got his head on his shoulders, as they say.
I'm not so sure he means well. Anyway, regardless. We come with grave news, I'm afraid. The realm is utmost danger.
Mhm.
Infernal beings back.
Back or back? Back. How far back are we going? There's always been, well, I suppose that's why there's been so many years. There hasn't been a cult popping up for a while, or there's always been attempts or whispers in the dark. I'm interested in what are they doing now? What do you need to quell?
Well, my compadres would be best to tell you the full history of it, but in my experience so far, there's been the raising of a chain devil in the halls of Mazenhall.
Mazenhall? Oh. Highcleve's still up there, I suppose.
Mm-hmm, indeed. That slaving bastard. Anyway,
well,
the realm is in great danger, and we must beseech you for some more assistance. Would it be agreeable for us to take more of these items?
More of them. Well, how many more of them of you are there?
There's 5 of us, isn't there? My brain is very slow today.
There are 5 of you here. But then
yeah, there's 5 of us here, and we've been recruiting people on the way. Our gear has already had to be shared out among new joiners in our fight for justice, and we require every bit of aid we can possibly get. We can return it, of course.
Oh, yes, that's part of the deal, you know.
I can understand why.
What goes returns.
That makes sense why the entire fucking magical item loot was there from the original.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, would that be acceptable with you? Was your roll persuasion?
Yeah, I think give me a persuasion roll, Sam.
Seems as...
What I'll do is I'll set this isn't an easy roll, so I'll set a flat DC of 15.
Oh, I don't get it.
Oh no!
Do you have an inspiration dice? Do you have an inspiration token to Sam?
I do have inspiration because it was my birthday last week. There you go, Joe.
Yeah. Okay. Spend it. So I was going to say flat DC of 15, and every point above 15 is right. Okay.
Oh no!
Every point above 15 is an extra item. So if you roll 15, it's one more thing. If you roll a 16, it's 2 more things. Another one here?
If you'll allow it.
Gav's putting in another one. I'll allow as many of them as you want. They're yours to spend.
Jeffro made it happen.
Fuck's sake.
That is 1 above 15.
1 above 15, so that's a total of 16?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, another 2 wouldn't hurt. Have a read through the library. There's some juicy choices. That boy in black of yours looks like he knows how to read.
Only him.
You, on the other hand, you've a little too much light behind the eyes. You did say it was infernals, didn't you? Not celestial types.
Infernal, indeed. Yes, demons.
Okay.
In fact, in my short time with these other Kingsward, I have travelled one of the 9 hells. However many there are these days.
That'll be... Well, that might explain some of it, but... Yes. 2 more. 2 more would do. I know that's not 1 each, but... Well, I've got to do my job a little. And then answers.
I'll shout out to the guys through crack. Grab a couple more things. Just to... If we want to... We've got to bring them back, bud, after the realm's safe.
I'm alright.
It would be remiss of me not to take a rob of the Archmagi.
Yeah. And what about the Eyes of Minute Seeing?
Already got silly fucking investigation, so...
Yeah.
Okay. X-ray vision then, Jed.
Yeah, the X-ray glasses.
Everyone alright with that?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm probably going to end up taking a quirky sword, even though I may or may not use it.
Oh, so you're alright then. Yeah, do it.
I don't know, 19 AC, but with good attack is.
Yeah.
19's not a bad AC.
I
by any standard.
had 20, and then I gave my belt to Gav because I got this Misty Step belt, so it went down to 19, and I've been doing fine.
What's a great sword's range? Is it 10 feet or is it fucking?
It's a normal
5
5-foot
feet,
range
but
on the greatsword, but
it's big damage. It's like 2d6 plus.
I've got spare bracers of defense, by the way.
When you attack a creature.
Oh, what? You still?
Oh,
You're not wearing those?
No, they just got bumped by better things.
Oh, okay.
I'll steal them if you're not using them.
Yeah.
they're a slight bracer of
Bracers
slight
of
defense,
slight
so they're only a
defense.
+1.
Yeah, +1 to AC.
I steal them.
Just
Yep.
float
I'll
that
knock
over.
them off my
But we'll all have to
character
tune
sheet.
them. All these things.
Wait, this-
So I will
this great
take
sword is
I will
confusing.
take my belt off when we rest, and then put the new one on and attune to it. Just in case, I got to arm wrestle this skeleton punk.
Sorry, what was it called again? I just wrote it.
They are braces of slight defense. They're a +1 AC.
Oh. All this pluses to AC going around.
Oh, yeah. That's why I don't want the Rose of the Archmagi, because I'll drop AC and I'm trying to be a frontline sorcerer.
Yeah.
Just want
Trying to
take
be like a
mobile next
frontline
level.
cleric.
which is very good because my AC is now 11.
Why would it compromise your AC, Sam?
Because my dex is so low.
But it wouldn't compromise your... It would get in the way of your Cloak of Billowing.
No, so if I take the Robes of the Archmagi, I go
Mhm.
down to 15 base plus 1 dex equals 16. I'm on
Does
18.
it take the slot of your armor rather than your cloak?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I didn't... Yeah, fine, okay, yeah.
Yes, armor.
Okay, it's clothing rather than... Yeah, sure.
Plus, take off my Cloak of Billowing, don't be rude.
Does that have to be... Wait, why? Oh,
Sorcerer.
you're a sorcerer, yeah. Okay, that's why, so you can use it.
A sorcerer moonlighting as a cleric.
No, I'm a priest. Sorry, guys, I'm a priest.
That's what
tell
I
you
love.
what.
Listening to the episodes of the last few nights at work, I've just been like, Gromnom's like a charismatic con man and cult leader, like rolled into one.
I had a friend
Yep.
in another campaign I did who was playing a magician.
Yeah.
So,
Not a wizard, not a sorcerer,
no,
a
he was
magician.
a magician, so he had impressive robes and a pointy hat and a magic wand. And he's like, I cast magical blast, and he runs up and hits people with it. It took me like 3 sessions. 3 sessions to realize he wasn't actually a wizard. He's just a fucking rogue and pretending.
I was about to
to
say,
be
was he a rogue?
rogue who was just a magician who did parlor tricks, had no magic at all.
Yeah.
And he just kept telling me he was a wizard, so I was like, "Oh, great! I'm a wizard too." 2 of us
Really
will be
high
very
sleight of hand,
powerful.
yeah.
And he was just
Yeah.
fucking bullshitting me. That was pretty great.
See, this Great Sword of Sharpness is so confusing. It says when you attack a creature's weapon and roll a 20 on attack roll, which is a crit, isn't
Yep.
it?
Yeah.
The target takes an extra 14 slashing damage. Is that plus like
That's just
the...
an additional 14 plus your crit.
Wow.
Yep.
And
You
then,
roll
and then-
your
damage,
4d6.
whatever your d6
Plus your strength.
plus your bonus, you
Yeah.
add 14. Just
yeah, if
14
I get a nat 20, so crit, 14 extra slashing damage, then I roll another d20, and if I get a 20 on that, I lop off a limb or a piece of
Oh,
their
yeah.
body.
Yeah.
And the
Well,
DM gets to decide how that affects them.
Only
Yeah.
1 in 400 chance. It's a pretty good chance.
And then it's got this weird thing where if I speak its command word, it can basically start lighting up. It turns into a glowing sword.
That'll do.
Yep.
Sounds like your jam.
So,
Add that to my thing then.
I'm going to need a few hours, gentlemen, to read these books.
We
well,
don't bring him.
he was preparing some sort of potato stew inside. Why don't we spend some time with the... I'll shout through the gap, presuming I can hear you all.
I'll meet you upstairs in a few hours, but I think we should prepare to spend the day here.
Sure.
What about... What's it going to cost me to get you to part with that hat?
The eyes narrow. Now, you guys have been having a bit of a conversation. I know Gromnon is over the way, but the room itself is quiet. how much of the conversation you guys have just had over Discord is going to be in character? An awful lot of it?
Some.
Most my parts were, yeah.
Yeah.
The eyes narrow. He's looking down at you. What kind of priest did you say you were?
I didn't say it was.
That's why I'm asking the question, because
you just
Sam definitely said it. Okay.
Sam said it.
No,
yeah,
I'm a priest. I'm a priest.
Yeah, no, it was a joke. Yeah, no, that was definitely not in character.
Yeah. Okay.
Talking about the old sessions.
Then I won't do that.
I am no priest. I am a Christian. You see.
An awful lot of light behind the eyes on this one. But that's all right. Listen.
What do you mean by that?
This hat and I, we've been through thick and thin. We've been everywhere. We've been places you don't want to try to imagine.
Been to hell, mate.
Yeah. But hell's still a place. When I say places, I'm using that in the loose kind of metaphorical sense. The hell's still, you can walk around, it's got solid ground, air you can breathe.
I suppose.
You step out beyond that fourth dimension, you step, and so where your foot is coming down, well, the words escape me. It's like being folded. So suddenly your toes are up by your knees, your heel is down below your hip. Your ears are somewhere 12 foot behind you. Stepping out in the cracks between the worlds. One of you's got a bag of holding, no?
We do.
You ever want to find out what's worse than hell? Just pick at the stitching there. I mean, you'll regret it. But there's little bits of space in between little bits of space that aren't really little bits of space. That's, well, not a punishment. Goes beyond ideas of what's right and wrong. Even ideas of what's left and right or up and down don't make a lot of sense. But that's where this hat's got me. I like it a lot. But I'll tell you what, I've had my fill of whiskey, had a glug or two. What else can you offer me? I mean, I imagine I've got the lifelong oath, at least of some of your friends.
How did you come to take the oath? If you don't mind my asking.
Yeah, now that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. You see, when your King Rousselet was just a boy, and I do know he's still the king, because otherwise, well, things would look a little different, even in here, if he weren't. When he was just a boy, he would dabble. He had a little court wizard. I imagine he's still got one, a different one nowadays, but he had a little court wizard, and they would scurry around and whisper in each other's ears like, well, like teenagers. Like they do when they've got an idea and they think they're clever. And you see, he was clever. And she was, definitely. One day they invited me and a few other folks from around the land to come and witness the voice of God, they called it. A speech, a way to speak to the other realms.
Right, Jed.
Yeah.
Thank you. Way to speak to other realms.
A voice
That doesn't sound fucking ominous, does it?
From beyond. And they called us up there. Now, there was a proper temple up on the cliffs there. Up before, there was... Up before your what are they calling it? High Lurie now? The city on the cliffs. Yeah, we used to have a proper capital in Lurston, but that's beside the point. We went up there where the boy spent his summers. And went down into a little crypt, a bit like this one, for a party, a soiree. It's a horrible stinking storm going on up ahead, and I never really did like the monks they kept up there, but anyway. They did a spell, and I was used to spells. I'd spent my life hunting out spellcasters and meddlers. I was used to looking over their shoulders, making sure the boy didn't get himself in too much trouble. But I'd been busy of late. So here was something I didn't know what to expect. And I did hear a voice. And I did see something.
Write me again, sorry.
Yeah.
Oil on your table.
Did see something appear there in that chamber beneath the cliffs.
Who's that?
And it made me all kinds of promises.
Ooh.
It made me all kinds of offers.
Oh, damn.
If only, it said, I would take off my hat.
This sounds like the offers of something beyond the infernal realms as opposed to
Fancy.
talking to gods.
Ooh.
Now you
Whatever
do have a
thing.
bright light behind your eyes, don't you, boy? Yes, 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 indeed.
I've dreamt of these things. Seen
You
visions, if you
dreamt of, well, it sounds like you will have met one or two of them if you've been where you say you've been, if you've seen what you say you've seen. But this one, it was big and it was nasty and it was smart. It made the exact right offers. It said exactly what it wanted to say. And we did what we could with it. Kept everybody safe. Got the young little princeling back to his father. Back in time for the storm to do its worst. For the tree fallen through the window to trigger a period of national mourning.
Is this this offers it was giving? Is this where the king got his started his scars from, or whatever?
It was only in that little interim period, a couple of days after his soiree under the cliffs, a couple of days before the coronation, that Rousselet told us what he'd been promised, what he'd accepted.
What was it?
A reign of 10,000 decrees. Of course, by that point, he'd already made 2, and left 2 delicious-looking red stripes on his thigh. He was worried about them.
What do you mean?
Every
Why
time
was
he
he
made a
worried?
proclamation, well, he didn't know where they'd come from. And then we quizzed him. I was very good at quizzing by that point, very good at asking the right questions, very good at working out what he wanted to say and what he actually needed to tell me. And what Rousselet had given up after his 10,000 decrees. You see, that's an awfully long time. Especially if he's very clever. He's not quite a 10,000 years kind of deal, but what's he going on? 400 now? Ish? Right,
Roughly.
that's longer than almost anyone you'll know. Except maybe if Highcleave's kicking around, and
He is.
Ganthet and Movis will be, and
Well,
I dare say if he's lucky, old Beck even. He was always good at getting through a scrape or two.
well, 2 of those people are dead. I'm just going to say that.
The skull's eyes flicker your way for a brief second, and then they close again. Back into reminiscence.
I think you'll find that Mr. Black in there might have had something to do with the death of Bovis. They have told me stories. He was corrupted.
Was he now?
Very corrupted. My understanding.
Was he now? Well, I haven't seen Movis in a long time. I always got the impression there was something he wanted to tell me but couldn't.
Perhaps that was it.
He wanted to get off his chest.
Tell me, how is it possible that you've stayed here all this time? I know my companion asked you, but you seem to be in a better mind now.
I wasn't... we set up the order very quickly. The king had his guard, of course. He had the army, the Lur's army. But it felt like we needed something more. You see, once we realized the magnitude of this bargain, we realized we'd need to do something about it, something to protect the nation. From all kinds of outdoor influences, external forces meddling in our powers, especially if the king was to go unquestioned for 10,000 decrees, because it couldn't look too supernatural. And so we closed the churches, we started our own, and the king's ward was established to enforce that. To prohibit and prevent the contact with other planes and extraplanar beings, be they so-called good, or indeed the outright evil. I hate those terms, it's always so banal.
There is no good or evil.
Well said there now, my man. It's all just power play, it's all just meddling. What's the good or evil on a chessboard? That's all we are to these beings. That's why we had to shut them out. Our kings, rooks, pawns, all of us. Knights, indeed, needed to move around freely. And so I spent what years I had left down here, and then eventually, King promised me what I'd always hoped for. A farm up in the hills.
Retirement.
Retirement indeed, of a sort.
Well, clearly.
So long as, he said, I'd remain to usher in the next generation. That was the proclamation. I could have my farm, I could have my removal from active duty, my relief, my bottles of whiskey galore, and the stream to still it. But I couldn't go away. While I was still needed.
At 300 years later, or however long it's been, you're still needed. It's still got you. I see.
Still here, answering prattling questions to anyone that's smart enough to go and get me my hat.
Indeed. Would you not want to be free of this?
The eyes blink, the eyelids mothwing thin. Paper white, crackle, crumple slightly. They open again. He looks directly at you and says simply, "Don't ask me that again. It's not fair."
Not fair? It seems to me as if King Rizzle has imprisoned you here to do his bidding for the rest of time.
I will ask you kindly to respect my choice and my duties.
Oh, it was a choice. Okay, that's what I was asking. Fine. Well, should we resolve this problem? Seems like the North are have a good understanding of what King Rousselet's been up to.
What do you mean resolve?
Hmm.
Simply got to keep him from finishing the count. Keep him safe. That's what they're always trying to do. They're always propping up and forcing him to command the army, or forcing him to change the law, or a curfew, or that. That's the way they've always caused trouble in the past. More decrees, more declarations means more and more erosion of his reign.
Why is that a good thing?
What do you think?
Well, then
If you can
maybe it's time for his decrees to finish.
No,
I assume
we have to. This is what the order's for, damn it. To protect the king. Who's going to succeed? A bastion of little princes and princesses. I'll get my little Lucy suited up. That's what I... You might even come down and look at me.
No problem. Well, we've wasted enough of your time. I think we should have some dinner with Lucy. We'll see you once everything is done. Whatever that may be.
Do remember to come visit me again, Bright One.
Why is he calling me Bright One?
The light behind your eyes.
Yeah, but the light behind my eyes is like fucking red. Anyway. No problem.
Bright red.
Yeah. I guess so. And I'll give Sirik a little stroke under the chin as I leave the cave and say, "Come on, lads. Let's just stay in. I'm hungry."
The baby Lucrotta kind of gurgles. It seems to have settled in your chest.
Good.
I forgot about that thing.
Yeah, so did I for a minute.
Yeah.
Might need to have a word with that poor bloke, see if we can work out why you're training this thing.
Let's have a look at...
Oh, thanks for the model, by the way, Sam.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it this event or this session.
It's easy to do it. You just have to do it on your own table.
Yeah, originally his armor wasn't that coloured, but then I thought about like, well, the plate armor he's got is meant to be like that sky iron stuff, so it should be like bluey kind of colour.
Yeah.
What a mate.
It's a kind of blue-black is the way I'm describing it.
Alright, I was half listening just a minute ago. Did someone mention my name?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll ask you in character at some point, don't worry. Nothing to worry about, son.
Brother coming in and asking me, talking about that fucking Brewdog Elvis juice I gave him.
I noticed you building your little dice tower during that as well.
I always build dice tower.
For those of you who are still there in the archive,
Yeah, but we haven't left yet, have we?
Obadiah, you've found a collection of annals, of logs and archives, the history of the King's Ward. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
I'd like to get a good understanding of the founding of the King's Ward and the circumstances around that.
Yeah.
And then I suppose the later entries, the last entries, are probably important as well. And after that, I'll just skim.
Yeah.
It may be worth you seeing what scrolls there are as well, whether you want to copy into your fucking book.
So
Yeah.
in terms of the founding, everything that James has just told Gromnon will be apparent in there as well. Did you follow all through that?
Yes.
The wording will obviously be a little different. It's likely a lot of the early stuff has been written by James himself, but the tone of it is somewhat different, being written down with a sense of duty built into it, a sense of optimism also, that this is something that can be won, this is something that can be resolved. It's very matter of fact, but you're able to carry these things.
Then I suppose the nature of the king's bargain. If we can get any insight into that, that'd be good.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm inclined to pitch a roll.
A reading roll.
Yeah,
Investigation?
investigation or history. I'll give you the choice.
The same.
Yeah.
So,
Read between
And I know I often flavour it differently depending on which one you're looking for, but
we'll go with an investigation for 19.
19. You've kind of gone past it on first viewing, and then you realise after a little bit of reading that you'd missed this detail, and you instinctually kind of flick back through the book. You can't spot it, and then you realise it's on the first page, like inside the jacket, are the words, "A reign of 10,000 decrees, but no heir. Instead, the succession shall go to me."
Yeah, I don't like this king. We should kill him.
And then the succession goes to the devil.
No.
Wait, who wrote
His
that?
deal wouldn't necessarily be complete, though, would it? Because he wouldn't have had his 10,000
Oh,
decrees.
yeah, okay.
So,
You said James wrote this book, didn't you?
James wrote the book. That section is written in a rather florid hand.
Right.
But it's written inside the jacket rather than on kind of any pages that like inside the front cover.
Like, to James with love, the devil.
And is it signed? Is it a contract?
It is not signed. It is not marked like that. This likely isn't the contract itself. But we'll probably, with the 19 investigation, you can work out clearly this is... The penmanship isn't kind of... It's likely to be that James has written this bit down, but it's written in a way that this is clearly a key phrase, and is, written in a way that's indicative of probably a quote from the contract rather than... the me in it isn't James himself. You don't think?
Cool.
In terms of the more recent entries, the last ones that you can find are from 50 years ago. They are written by an individual who refers to himself as... wait a minute, I've got this written down. He is Viscount Borges of Borrella. They're kind of recorded in by that. They record some kind of regathering, resettlement, the induction of Visca as initiate at that point. It being, 50 years before that. Rousselet IV is on the throne.
Okay.
But there's nothing especially of note. Before that, going back in terms of getting some action, you're looking a few years before that. Viscount Borges reports having... patrolled down in Lersmore, insisted on the kind of the demolition of some old church buildings, some destruction of old sorry, yes, of some old religious artifacts that had been retained for archival purposes. He also makes references to an installation at a place called Hale Gwaed. And again, surveying its installation and making sure that it is not being done in the wrong way, as it is at risk. He does not spell out more what that means at Hale Gwaed. And I do have a name for you for someone at Hale Gwaed, and I can't remember what they are called, so I have got it somewhere.
Just out of curiosity, what's the king's right-hand woman called again?
Genevieve.
Genevieve is the woman from the Order of Hands.
I wonder if the book mentions her, because Jones mentioned a her.
Yeah, I thought that too.
I'm thinking, is it the same person?
There is a reference to Hessine being in Gwaed Hale, sorry, rather than Hale Gwaed. Hessine, Hessine.
His mage at the time of making the deal fucking died.
Who is Hessian? Or what is Hessian?
Hessine is a reference of a person that he has been meeting with in Gwaed Hale. And he has been overseeing an installation there to make sure that it is done properly and in accordance with the doctrine and the dogma. There isn't more detail at that most recent entry.
When you say meeting with, you mean like in the past, right?
Liaising. This is about 55 years ago. So this guy is previous generation of, but he's entering it into the annals, into the log of the King's Ward.
Does Hessian sound particularly elvish or dwarfish to me?
It does sound like an elvish name to you.
Cool. Okay, yeah, that'll probably take me a few hours to gather up all that sort of stuff, so I'll just be reading until I get hungry, and then I'll Misty step across and head up for stew. Potatoes.
Potatoes.
And the rest of you now, I understand Tora's remained in bat form.
Yeah.
And so can fairly effortlessly cross this this Technicolor void.
I'll Misty Step again.
You've got another Misty Step, and Tongi can fly again, or is it how many times?
Step. Obviously a minute's passed, but I can do it multiple times, so I'll do it again.
Yeah. Jeffrey should be able to just fucking jump it, I think, as well.
30 feet, maybe.
If not, I can just pick Jeffrey up and carry him, can't I?
Oh, wait, I can... where are we?
I'd have thought you should be able to run and jump it.
Jump distance is doubled. Yeah, I can spend a key point to double my jump distance. Which is...
like 90 feet or something stupid, I'm assuming.
Oh, Jed, before we wander in for stew, actually, I wanted to have a little poke at the tendrils and maybe get an Arcana roll.
Yeah,
I'm trying to work out what kind of magic it is.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could jump up to my strength score, which is currently 23, and I can spend a key point to double that. So I can jump 40 feet, no problem.
13, scrap.
Jumping, yeah. $13 on the Arcana check. You reach down, you take a look. What are you doing as you poke at it? Are you using a stick?
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking more than anything.
You lean down. Your chest comes quite low to the light. It is, as I say, it's hard to be sure whether there are shapes in there or not, in the same way that the constellations in the sky only appear when you know that you're looking for them, in the way that knots on trees in the bark sometimes have faces depending on the light. And so you wonder if you've seen fish swimming in the lights, or A tentacle forming, planning to whip, reach out at you. You wonder about this. You even start to wonder what colour you actually would say this was. Green first came to mind, but then the closer you look, there's a light between the lights. There is purple in there. There are blues, but there are, the blue and the green bleeds together to make something like a turquoise? Something like a yellow almost around that. How much of that is just your eyes playing tricks on you? That's hard to see. That's hard to tell. If this really is what the inside of James's mind is like as he's claiming, then yeah, no wonder he had such difficulty holding on to a coherent thought. But as you look, as you peer, as the lights tickle your retinae, perhaps something is moving there. Perhaps something is reaching up. Perhaps something is coming to touch at your chest. I'll give you an opportunity to react.
Move away, move away.
Yeah, Sam wants to stay still, but Gromlin would move. They're going to move away.
Gromlin's a cautious enough guy. Trying to think whether I want to contest this or not.
Uh-oh.
As you lift, you are certain that something is lifting with you. The faster you move, the faster it moves. What is your total dex, Sam?
+1. 12.
+1, and so 12. But you've got a decent enough AC, haven't you? Yeah, okay. I don't have any way of making a secret roll, so I'm just going to be quick and dirty with this.
I'm not looking.
No, fuck it. I'm going to... It whips up. What is your total AC?
If it's an attack, it will be 18 plus 5. So if you can beat the 23.
But 18 is your... Yeah.
Yeah.
The tentacle licks. Certainly, that's the best word you can have to describe it, but it's shapeless. It's almost like the light itself has gained volume. It's almost morphing, like a dream of a dream. Like it itself doesn't know where it begins and ends. It's quick as you stand, but you are just quicker. It just licks the front plate of your armor. And for a moment you feel like you are everything. And for a moment you feel like everything is, well, the kind of light that, the kind of burning, white, purifying light that Gromnon has come to expect, the kind of devotion, the kind of drive, the kind of destiny that you know you have, Gromnon. Yeah, maybe that's not everything. But that passes very quickly. And you are returned to yourself. Dirk the Lucrotta squirms at your chest.
Ease his... I'll try and ease him, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, yes, walk away.
I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you hadn't gotten the whiskey and you tried to go through the wall, this would have been a very tough fight. And I won't tell you more about that. For the rest of you, then,
Ideas.
back up the steps from the crypt at the back of Jameson's farm. The smell of food catches your nostrils quickly.
I grabbed the whiskey on the way out.
Good choice.
Oh yeah.
I'm guessing you want to keep that.
Do come back now. Do come back and visit again, eh? But thank you for the hat. Lads. Thank you very, 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 very much. And of course, yeah, maybe we can share the rest of that. But yeah, fine. All right. The kitchen, when you are there, is warm with steam. On a warm summer's day, perhaps this is not the most comfortable, but all is fine. On a, farmstead kitchen, with wood burning on the stove, with stew bubbling away. Lucy smiles at you. She says, "No, done already. All right. Just about to serve my own."
Hmm.
It's a little late in the season for good lamb, but we still get the best of it up here.
Maybe sit with you.
Please, yeah, of course. Yeah?
Thanks.
I guess we'll take an hour to rest, and I will give the belt of stone giant strength to Tongi.
Yeah.
And I will
Thank
give
you.
my belt of fire giant strength and attune to it.
What am I trying to say there? The stew is nice, simple. The ingredients are obviously very fresh. They're cooked expertly, but there's not a lot of seasoning to it, full stop. She's put some kind of light rosemary in there, but effectively you've got lamb and carrots and a kind of richness that's probably beer in the mix.
I'll chase it with some whiskey. Shot and a beer.
Oh, I forgot those braces needed you to not be wearing armor.
So you short resting?
Absolutely. Take your short rests.
Thank you.
Fine by me.
Can we attune to stuff on short rest, or does
Yes.
it require a long rest?
Absolutely. It's part of that hour.
Excellent. So I can attune to the great sword of sharpness and the belt of stone giant strength. Or is it one item?
I think it's a short rest for each. I think.
Short rest, so one item. So I'll do the belt first then.
We'll say an hour for each. It doesn't have to be part of it. Go through the short rest, but it depends on what else you guys want to do with the day.
12 plus 2,
well,
14.
I believe Gav wants to spend a long time here reading and whatnot.
Do 2 more.
Yeah, I will have already been reading for a few hours by this stage, so.
So
Yeah, so that's it. Take
Oh,
take
so-
a couple of hours if you'd like. Spend your
Can
hit
I
dice
say
if you need to, and yeah.
do you
I
mind
can
if
say that
we-
I attuned to the sword inside the thing while Black was reading.
You
And
do
attune to
need
the
a
belt now.
short rest for it.
Does it have to be during a
would
short
we have-
rest? Well, I mean, the thing is then is that I'm not going to set a rule saying, oh, well, you can't short rest and just short rest again. I don't care. It's time that
Rest for
you
2
are
hours,
resting.
right?
Yeah, you just take
Takes an
a
hour
short
off
rest and then another short rest.
Can sorry, Lucy, do you think it's possible for us to stay the night? We don't have to be in here. We can camp outside. if
Yeah.
that means.
No, it's fine. There's room. How many? There's what used to be staff quarters. To be honest, I mean it's just bunks, but
Well, if we work for the old man downstairs, we're technically staff, is what I'm saying.
that is one way to look at it. Did you get any sense out of him?
Want to put his hat on?
Quite a lot, actually.
Well, gave him some whiskey, then put his hat on. Both of them.
Yeah, he'll be grateful for it.
Who keeps taking it off?
Oh, the I don't know. I know that he used to have a hat, but I think there was all sorts of bollocks about official rules and, you know, people with titles coming by. Like I say, I was a young girl when I last went down there, and
Just go down. You could use the company and a whiskey every now and then.
I get enough conversation out of the sheep, and the occasional guests that swing by, and
talk?
the odd.
Well, the sheep told me you were boring.
She makes a face at both of you, like
Only
you're
joking.
like you're the ones being twats. Yeah, like
I can talk to the sheep, so don't fucking.
If they can talk,
Aye.
I definitely won't kill them. Fucking hell. No sheep.
I want to get the puppy out and just play with it on the table and feed
Yeah.
it some of the potato,
Yeah.
I guess.
It gurgles and it babbles, and then after a couple of minutes, it looks at you more directly.
That thing ain't gonna eat potatoes. You need to give it some meat.
It makes a noise, Sam,
Maybe a bit of milk.
that sounds awfully lot like the word father.
How
And
does
then
it
after a
know
little
that?
bit, it's back to biting at your own finger or, you know, snuffing around at what's on the table.
Ugly little bastard.
Imprinting activated.
Yeah, that was fucking weird. Cool. Yeah. I'm gonna try and teach it some cool phrases.
Do you know what? I think Tongi's gonna take like a bowl of some like potatoes and a little bit of meat and go outside. He wants to sit outside to eat.
What was she
Sit
called
under
again?
the
Lucy, innit?
sky. Lucy, yes, indeed.
So, on the way here, we passed a druid grove. Got any knowledge on that? Any reason why that might be around?
He carries on chewing. Says, "Yeah, yeah, a couple of folks coming by. They're not there all the time, but you know, what do you want to know?"
I'm just curious why it's set up there. You know, it can be quite dangerous.
I get on with them quite well. You know, they keep guests out. But folks seem to like the valley.
Okay, well, you know, just making sure you knew what dangers can come.
Well, they keep the sheep from straying too far. They keep guests out. The bird song's nice, and
I bet they keep unwanted and wanted guests out. Not many people going to go walking through there once they know what's going on. Christ.
No, absolutely. I mean, maybe that's why all my mail's getting delayed, eh?
Unlikely.
Could also be those your mail was the reason why those cuds found you. Was it we stuff?
I'm being a cunt. Don't mind me. I go down into Hala 2 times a year. The trees let me through. It's part of the whatever. Consider it rent paid by the druids. They come by once a month or so, have a weekend here. There's 2 or 3 regular faces, but they've always got somebody with them. Is that your trade? And she'll look directly at you now, Tor.
Yes, you know, I'm a bit of a druid myself.
Yeah?
Not from these lands, but, you know, we all know the same things in
Well, you'll
ways.
know Sal and Ithor.
No, I know I've met
Those
some
are
druids,
the...
but I can't remember.
No, I don't know if you got any names when you were out. They were all in...
No,
Yeah.
not that I know of. No, I've not met him. I don't know many druids in these areas. I've only met a few.
There's
And, not had time to exchange names.
one guy made a good impression on me. Said his name was Asphodel. But that's...
I need a weekend.
I don't know when they're here next. Are you looking to meet some people?
Oh, just curious. It's,
Yeah.
not often you see a druid grove.
They get all kinds of excited about this valley. I mean, the geography is... I'm told
Pardon
it's
me.
somewhat strange, somewhat unique, the geography here, so...
Yes, it's can be a bit misleading. Even for one who knows the lands.
Again, I'm sure it's by design. It doesn't tend to affect me, but lucky me, I guess.
Well, thank you for the information. I'm going a bit Jamaican.
Rastaman.
Was that what that was then? I'll say the thought.
Yes,
We're
not something you want to be fucking around with. Those trees
not?
would have, well, for one, the trees were alive. They can awaken. And,
Can
be
we
a
walk
very
with the
unpleasant.
druid?
Yeah, you have
Again,
to.
it would have gone badly if you guys had gone through there.
Yeah, you have to be, allowed by the one who set it. So whoever made it has to be the one who allowed to will allow you through, even for other
See.
druids.
Druids are weird.
Our druid's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you're all weird to me, so
and so it's a bad thing.
True. We watched an orc turn into a fucking tiefling.
Yeah.
Is that what you are? Is that what he is now? Is that what we call him?
He's still an
Um,
orc.
you call him Tongi, don't you?
Aye, aye, aye. Strange times we live in. Anyway. I guess
Well,
it's
just
you.
make sure you don't die. You don't know what you might come back as.
Himself now that I'm around. Oh, that reminds me actually.
So, if we're just gonna thingy, then are we gonna long rest here if we're staying the night?
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Yeah, you are welcome to stay. There's a servant quarter come guest room, a staff
Live-
quarter, whatever. It's got bunks. It's got a heater, like a fire. I'll put the bedding out. You've got to give me a bit of time, and then I've got to take the sheep in.
Look at me, I don't need no bedding. I just sleep in my shell.
Oh, with the sheep.
Hmm.
You might want to sleep
Yeah.
with the sheep. It'd be nice and warm in there.
Careful with their mind, Jeffro. Light touch.
Yeah.
Sure you know.
It's alright, there's no rules.
Delicate.
Throws it off the roof.
I'm not going to make you roll any skill checks. Maybe an animal handling check.
Yeah, I'll do some shepherding.
Rolls a 1, carries it up to the roof.
You are on the roof. You don't know how you got there.
No.
Rose the one.
The sheep in your arm is
23 animal handling.
Fine.
Very good.
You handle those animals.
Yeah. Obadiah, Gav, beyond what I've kind of told you before, is there anything specific? Have you got any specific questions or anything to ask about? Or else I can I can come back to you in the week with some more things to fill in the gaps, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that could be good. I've got nothing that's jumping out, so.
I'll give you some anecdotes or some potted history.
You say those braces you need to be unarmored to use.
Glasses.
Yeah, do you want them?
Yep, I might as well take them.
Yeah, take it. Take them out.
What
of
ones
my
are
hand.
they?
The braces of slight defense. So they're just a +1 rather than a +2.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll
they
wear
won't be
the,
used for Tongi anyway.
Oh, where the
I can't remember the full context behind them. Were they just cheaper?
Yes, it was. Well, it was early on, so it was like, you
Yeah.
know, they were, and we made them, didn't we? No. Yeah, we did. I think we made them.
Is it a custom item? Is it?
Gav
Yeah.
or Sam shoved the shield shield spell onto a pair of braces.
They're the ones Bostic's dad made.
No.
Yeah, maybe.
The ones Bostic's dad made were the braces of displacement.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, you put the misty step on those. The other ones.
In that case,
balls?
those ones I think were the ones. Didn't I make something at some point?
Maybe you did. Yeah.
Oh, whatever. Yeah.
It rings a bell.
BRB. I'm just gonna grab some batteries.
Hang on. I'm just
This braces
rereading
are
this
slightly
great
defensive.
sword. This great sword sounds kind of fucking OP. It says, when you attack an object with this magic sword and hit, maximize your weapon damage dice. Does that mean like max damage?
Let me check this. I can read it. So, great sword of sharpness.
I can't find it.
You maximize the weapon, yeah. So
it's
you're
max
always
damage if I hit. Whenever
Yes,
I hit, I
it's-
always do max damage.
you always roll a 12. So it's a great sword. So you roll 2d6 and normally, so it's 12 plus your strength
6.
mod.
Yeah, +6.
And then if you roll a crit, then you do an extra 14.
Sheesh.
And
Should
I have to
roll a
roll.
paladin.
Then I roll another
And-
d20, and then
you
roll
roll
off an armor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bloody hell! So I do at least 18 damage if I hit. No matter what, I don't have to roll dice.
Well, yeah, you don't roll damage. So it's a flat one. It's a flat roll. Or it's a flat damage, if that makes sense. So it's 12 plus
+6
What's
is 18.
plus. Have you got? Did you take blessed strikes or?
I do have Blessed Strike, so I could pump that in once per turn or round, or whatever it is.
Yeah, once per round. So
Is
again,
that
you've
like
only got
a
one
bonus
attack
action
and
spell.
It's not. It's a cleric feature. So we have certain
Yeah.
clerics
It replaces Divine Strike.
Oh, Divine Smite. Okay.
Divine Strike.
Divine
Different.
Strike.
Yeah, because Divine Strike only affects weapons, but Blessed Strike affects weapons or cantrips. So I can use my Sacred Flame cantrip. If it hits, I can then pump in an extra 1d8 radiant damage.
Sick.
Yeah. So that's the only. Yeah.
Oh, I hope you remember all this shit. I played
This is
one.
what D&D Beyond's for.
Yeah, I played one cleric, but he was my worst character ever. As in, like, I made it in about an hour, and he had the shittest stat roll I've ever had. That was Grief Teeth Thief, actually. my character, Grief Teeth Thief, that I played in another campaign, was a little goblin bloke, and it was a great name. So
The origin of Clan Teeth Thief.
goblin. Although my dad's name was also Grief Teeth Thief in this campaign, so it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. Weird shit.
Kind of a full-blood clan of orcs descend from goblin.
Medium.
Okay.
No comment.
Good
You'll
answer.
have to discover.
Yeah.
Oh god! Now Jeffrey's got to go around trying to fuck goblins.
No, I'm just... I tried to tie it into another D&D campaign I've been in. If that would be the case, this world would be called Ginkgo. I don't know why, but that was what he called his world, Ginkgo. So yeah, let's not go with that.
Long rest it is then.
Yeah, unless you guys would like to do anything else, or as you do other things. With the 23 on the animal handling check, Jethro, you are a dab hand at shepherding.
Oh yeah, brother.
Your arms are wide enough that no sheep can get past you.
Does she say that'll do orc when I'm done?
She says, "Are you sure adventuring is your business?"
I
Yeah.
just have an affinity for the creatures of the field. They live a wild life.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to do. Well, except they're tame, but whatever. Semantics. I didn't say semantics. I don't know that word. And I'll offer her a tot of whiskey as well, even though it's her own whiskey. She probably has it whenever she wants. But yeah.
She takes it, smiles, winks saucily.
Oh, hello.
Beware, missus.
think Jeffro's found a farmer wife. That's it. He's going to retire.
I think she has a thing for orcs.
Maybe. I'll just
She likes that
Once
green
again.
skin.
I'll just smile at her. Big tusky grin.
Okay. Gav, a little time passes, and indeed the hunger does set in. As you go to stand and to leave the archive, the coloured chamber is... When you passed through the first time, and when your friends left, some hours ago now, the lights were very firmly deep set below the ground level. Now as you step out, you are reminded of a trip to a swamp where fireflies played. The lights are up. They shift and they twinkle around you. As you go to move, as you go to leave the door, there is a change in the movement, visible clearly to your eye. The lights are orbiting the hut, swirling as though driven in a whirlpool is too strong, too vibrant, but a circular flow of a river maybe. But now, near to you, in front of you, some of the motes of light are lingering, slowing, responding to your presence.
Well, I had figured this place to be some sort of extra-dimensional space, considering the state of the books. So, it's pretty natural for this stuff to be a bit odd. Unless I sense, well, either way, I think I'll just be misty stepping to the crack in the wall. And
Misty step across. Okay.
What did you do, Sam?
Me, nothing.
Why did you prod it?
I didn't prod it.
Now, Misty Step doesn't usually require a roll, but I'm going to get you to roll a d20 for me here, Gav.
You prodded the tendril, Sam.
It's not going to have any bad side effects. You watch. Everything is fine.
That's
It's
a
a
5 on
five.
the gun? Yeah.
yeah,
The spell pops off absolutely fine. The bricks that Jethro pushed away are drifting downwards. Around the floor, especially, at the low level, they're now rebuilding a wall as high as your knee. You have to dodge one or two as you step through. The skull there with his hat on. Ha. How about a little more whiskey for old Jimesy, eh?
you're sobering up then, I take it.
Oh, it's the first hangover in a while. Magic hat or not, those never got better.
Oh, what about a bit of rum?
It's sweet. Comes up the tongue. Ah.
Well, my friend has the whiskey. We'll send down a bottle.
Listen,
Tell me,
hat or not, you'll want to be careful going around through there if I've not had my my thirst slaked.
Yeah, you said. What's the deal with that?
The years of violence, and bad memories, and touching things that a person should not touch, they escape me.
Nightmares.
One of
Dead
the
school.
purposes of this place keeps them bottled up, not out in the world. What was
Tell
the
me,
question?
James, what happens when the king dies?
Don't know. Never happened before. But there's a strong chance that... Well, your boy, the one with the beard, mentioned you'd come across one or two entities out in the world. Flicking chains about and the like.
We have.
Hmm.
We will again.
Those are low level compared to what's going to come. What promises to attend the funeral. And of course, we've no heir for the crown. Not yet, anyway.
Well, you can only claim the throne if the king has used all his decrees.
I wouldn't want to take that gamble.
Well,
But as I am given to say, the king himself, bless him, he learns restraint, but he's not given to it. I think the choice between taking a knife to the throat and commanding someone else to do it for him, well, that'll be an easy one to take, no matter how many scratches he's got up his arms and legs.
this Gwyd Hell's place that the book spoke of.
Hmm.
Was
Well,
that the hills south of Lurich? Or of Schleimit?
The Hale, no, that's Hessine's place. What temple did we put there? Dawn. Good spot. Good woman.
It's destroyed now.
Is that right?
Looked like it had been gone a good few years. Unless it's been moved. There was a temple of... Shit, what do I want to say? What
So
was the temple in
you have been to a temple of daylight, and that was in Ansil.
See, I'll tell him that.
Yeah.
But south of Schleimit, there was the ruin on the hill. Looked like it could possibly have been an old temple.
Oh, you're nowhere near Shymeet for Hale Gwyd. It's up north of Borrella.
I haven't travelled up that way.
You've never been? Somebody said something about the Northerners. They'd some ken. Some handle on the situation.
It's some knowledge of the situation, and they were sieging our borders. They've pushed south, and when the meteor struck and the zombie plague came, they pushed even further.
What do you mean pushed?
Well, they have agents amongst all the towns of Lurich, as far as we know. Zealots of some sort. They seem to be aware of, if not the king's transgressions, at least some of the noble of the realm. They believe the realm to be corrupted by these entities.
Infiltration, you said pushed. What's that? What do you mean?
Well,
do you mean on a military front?
Yes. The Portagenet Road, the one that leads out to Wellston. As far as I'm aware, that's the line for their armies. South of the mountains, in our lands.
Oh. War, then?
Religious war, as far as I can tell.
Oh, indeed. We never could make headway with them, but we figured they'd leave their own to their own. They've always... Well, they never could get united front. Dominions plural, right?
Well, what about their religious beliefs? Did they truck with the new religions you seeded?
We weren't so worried about them. Never could get a consistent answer out of any one leader one way or another. One fella believed in a god that we'd heard of, and another said that his only religion was fighting and blood,
Cool.
and another something else. Worship was days of the week, as far as he was concerned. But they weren't under Rousselet's reign, so why would we ruin it with them?
You think they can be reasoned with?
Reason's one thing. If they've put together a coherent front, as you say, something by which to push a mission. The Northern Dominions as a thing was always more of a concept than a nation. You know,
Well, I don't know what state they're in now, but they certainly seem to be pushing to the King's army. There has been requests for support and backup. So what state they're in, I cannot tell you, but it doesn't seem to be a good one from our point of view.
by the teeth, yeah. Well, if Hessine's still up there and quiet, then she'll be keeping people alive.
Hessine, you think still lives?
No clue. But if anyone does, she will.
What did she look like when you last laid eyes on her? Elven woman, by the sound of the name.
Elven woman. Not beautiful as elves come, though prettier than anything in my bloody bloodline.
I wouldn't hear Lucy say that.
Savage.
Fair, golden in the hair. Golden in the eyes, little tinges of it in the skin. But, yeah. Heavy on the eyebrows.
You think she'd be up near Ballalore?
Borrella, and she would head north. She always liked to catch the longer days in the summer. Said the longer nights in winter made things as sweet as they could be.
What temple was ensconced in this village?
Well, Borrella's got a... Last I counted was simply something dedicated to the lake. But, they're seen like the sun, like the morning. She'll be calling it Shrine to Dawn or something like that. I know we had a proper Temple of the Sun somewhere, but dawn and dusk, different whether you ask me.
I think that is the way we will be heading. But it seems to me a disservice to the kingdom to leave the king there with free will to spend his last inch of skin on more scars.
That is your order. Your standing order is to protect the king. Protect the kingdom, indeed.
Yeah. They're two different things, aren't they? What happens if the king falls with no heir?
I'm not aware.
The laws?
They never told me. I'm sure it's been changed in all these years. Used to be father and son, but by the time he was working that out, he'd named himself heir and made everybody forget how old he looked.
What a twat.
Rousselet II was being crowned about the time I came down here.
Well, he's an old man and he's the fourth now.
Older than you know. I'm sure he starts to look it now, even.
Well, me go get you that bottle. We'll leave you to it. And if you want the hat removed, just let us know. There's a curse in being the smartest one in the room.
The eyes close and crinkle again behind those gossamer eyelids.
I'll go up and fetch him a bottle of whiskey, a new one, from the distillery or wherever that.
You ain't bloody having mine.
I'll go find one for him. And
I think Jeffro took that bottle to bed.
And yeah, I'll well, he can't drink the thing, so I'll open it. I'll pour a glug down his throat, and I'll leave the bottle about 3 feet away from the skull, where you can see it.
I'll have to whisper some old bones up to lift that, but I'll manage it.
Give you something to practice. Give him a wink and head out.
Sure.
Yay.
give him a wink.
Neck, okay.
Yeah.
Eat back the skeleton.
Alrighty. Around, I know we've probably already had dinner or whatever, but like around the campfire / fire in the servants' quarters or wherever we're staying, I'm going to ask, so, what are we to do? Old Jimes said there was a elven woman by the name of Hessian, possibly up near Borrelor, some sort of temple to Dawn.
Borrelor.
Funny
Could be a place to go.
Now, what's the chances this elven woman's related to those northern elven people? Or is she a local?
What? I think she's from the south. He said she likes to go up there during the summer.
Alright.
But either way, it doesn't really matter. He also stressed upon us that we were King's ward, to protect the king at all costs, and blah, blah, blah. Something I'm not a fan of.
Oh, well, if the king...
I'll protect the kingdom, but if this evil bastard uses his last inch of skin to cause more damage...
That's kind of my concern, too. I'm loyal
and also,
to the country, because I live in it.
It was the quote on the cover of the book I read. A reign of 10,000 decrees.
Yeah.
But a reign of no heir, but the succession is going to me. I believe it was written by Jimes, but I believe the me he was talking about was this devil.
Yeah, see, that's not okay. I don't really want a devil taking over the country or the world.
Yeah, the only way he can do it is if he can breach the realm and come with his army, or if this contract with the king comes to fruition.
So say if the king hits 10,000 decrees, how fucking many's he on?
No idea. Doesn't matter if it's 10 or 9,000. It's like too risky a thing to let stand. If we can't act directly against him, I think we head north.
Well, let's not forget we have a means to do damage to this devil. And that should be our objective. North leads us to a path that might... No, the dagger, remember?
Oh,
the hair on the dagger.
What about it?
I don't know if that's strong enough. Well, Jimes mentioned something about the creature that made the deal with the devil was now... Sorry, the creature that made... The king made a deal with the creature that was no ordinary devil. He may have been more powerful than the entities we've come across so far.
So be it.
Hard to say though, and James does like to talk.
Notice that.
Now we've one problem is a damn far way to Borrelor.
That's not
I'll
my
start walking
issue,
now.
really. But I need to go to Mazenor before we go there. There's some things we left that I want to get back.
Yeah,
I'm sure
slaves.
Jeffro would like to see someone there too.
Yeah, that too.
Mm.
There's a lot of problems in Mazahol that need to be sorted, and it's on the way. I know,
And
I'm not too
after
sure.
a good rest, we can we'll be there in no time. Don't worry.
Borrelor.
I'm not too sure we're equipped to fully deal with the problem in Mazahol.
I'm not too sure I'm very welcome in Mazenhall.
You'll be fine.
Look, if their culture has grown up as slavers, they're certainly going to miss their comforts. But needs demand, I suppose.
I need not enter the city. What I left is in the bit outside. In the
Bed and Reach is the top town, isn't it?
yeah.
need to enter the city.
Yeah, but if we're going there exactly as Jethro said, we've all finished business. And I'm sure Tongi has more of his kin there.
Yeah, that's also my, I want to free the people. The people.
Did you say it loud enough for Tongi to hear outside?
Oh yeah, fair. I've got a pretty big
So if,
voice.
if Tongi heard Jeffro shout "Free the people," he's probably going to come inside to hear what they're talking about.
Talking about freeing the people. Here, have a whiskey. Oh yeah. Don't know if you've had a whiskey before. Go easy on it, son.
Tastes good.
Yeah, don't drink all of it. You'll sleep well.
Tongi's just going to take a nice big chug of it.
Oh boy.
So then, we all agreed to Mazahol next?
Cure poison gets rid of fucking alcohol anyway, don't worry.
Going Mazenhall.
Mazenhall. We've got some unfinished business.
Killing short men.
Well,
Right.
the bad ones.
Yeah. What I meant.
Yeah.
Grom, you help kill other men. Short men.
Only those that deserve it. There is many good there. My flock is in Mazenhall.
You point out your flock, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We're after the
This is agreeable.
slavers.
Would Tongi know what the was it the Golden Voices? Do you know what they're called?
Tongi will have had much first-hand experience of the effects of
Yeah.
Golden Voice.
But would he
Yeah,
have known what they were
obviously,
called? Like, would he have,
I imagine
Maybe,
they would
yeah,
refer to
yeah.
themselves as
I'm at
that
least
in front of the
least
police.
happy for you to, yeah.
because
Yeah,
then Tongi could be like, go after Golden Voices.
Hmm.
Kill them all.
That we can do, maybe.
Hopefully. Oh yeah, whenever Tongi speaks to Jeffro, he's going to speak in Orcish because he can speak it a bit better. But for everybody
That's
else,
right,
it's
I
broken
think
common.
I think two of these other guys could speak it. Maybe.
Possibly.
I know Gav can.
I can speak Orcish. Yeah. Tor, how do you intend to get us to Mazahol so quick?
Wind walking.
Wow.
How's that work?
We'll all turn into corporeal gassed spirits of ourselves, or gas version, and we can move. I think we can travel like 320 miles in a fucking 8-hour time period, some shit like that. It's ridiculously quick. Flying speed of 300 feet, but that's not including like, you know, the dash effect and all that shit that you add in. So when I looked online, it was fucking stupid. I can turn up to 10 people into gas forms. We can travel where, yeah,
Wait, we turn into
we just
gas.
fly, pretty much.
It's pretty odd.
It will be a very different experience for you all. I'm just preparing my spells at the minute. Making sure I've got everything. That might
Sam
be
knows what
needed
happens if you
there.
cast gaseous form in a windstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that could be quite
Experience.
dangerous.
Yep.
Yeah, that was for that particular party member. That was a DM's. Are you sure? Moment.
But you know, you got 8 hours in that form, and you move at 300 and fucking feet a second, or whatever. You know,
He turned into
turn.
gaseous form in a sandstorm, and the DM just was like, "Well, we will see you next session."
Yeah, in a sandstorm, that may be a bit, yeah, bit unpleasant.
That's good.
For some reason, Thingy's still not in my spells list. Weird.
Are we planning on going on much longer? I've been awake since 5.
No. So I was going to get you guys as far as a long rest.
Cool.
And probably call it.
Yeah, we're not going to
Okay.
deal with this today.
We're fucking this Game of Thrones season 7 and 8ing this. We're just fucking zipping about all across the country and like
Yeah.
zoop, 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 teleporting.
It's you're getting properly into tier 3 here, so like staying within the one nation is stretching the limits of you know how interesting I can make it. Because the game is built to be expecting you to be shifting fucking planes and things at this stage and fighting interdimensional foes.
Yeah.
Oh, we will be.
Oh yeah.
We've got a couple of us that can teleport and shit now. I can kind of do something like that.
Yeah. But
I can punch good.
I can do word of recall, but I need to set up a location to recall to.
I can stab people as well.
I mean you
That's
can do
one
it right
thing.
here.
I was about to say, if we're planning on like coming back here more than just to return the items, I could set up a word of recall in the thing downstairs, but I'm gonna have to get James drunk
I
first.
will go and find a tree to.
Vic can just make friends with trees.
Yeah.
You
I'll
have
just find a
seen and
tree.
been close to a number of trees nearby and recently.
So
Just
we
fucking.
can come back here at any point.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
like
say the word of
hitting that
recall for
circle.
something else.
As long as there's a tree, I can get us there. As long as we've
Mhm.
been there before.
I'll say the word of recall for a location that doesn't have a tree but has a like temple or something.
It's one of the reasons I want the Staff of Woodlands, because it can be planted in the ground and turn into a tree. So you could literally just plant it in the ground, turn it into a tree, go through if you need to.
A legitimate portal gun.
Sick.
Jed, can I have finished learning Circle of Death over the
I
course of
think
this
you
night?
can put the hours into that.
Sorry.
Cool. I think it was half done anyway, so...
Yeah, it was half done. Did anybody
Jamie,
else? Yeah.
have a look on the download fucking X feed or Instagram. You see the extra things that's going on. There's a skate fucking thingy. BMXing and skateboarding.
Why does that not surprise me?
With Limp Bizkit and fucking Offspring, I'm not surprised at all.
That's one thing. If you let everybody here
There's
know
a-
that like we're going to be unavailable for one particular
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah, no, I'm going to
Yeah.
download. It's freaking. They got a hot dog eating competition, a chili eating competition. It's
Hot dog flavored water drinking competition.
Oh, gross.
That would have been the.
The prize is a chocolate starfish? Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
exactly.
I don't know whether I want to rest of my spells now or do them after a long rest. Do them in the
Right.
next session.
Whatever.
I'll
about-
get yourselves through the long rest now.
Do
In
it
which
now and
case,
do your
yeah,
rest.
prep the spells now. Means you're ready to go next time. Finish your long rest. Have a good night, Sam. Good to see you. Or
Chop, chop, chop.
take it easy.
Preparing. I think I'm going to prepare for war just in case.
Got some fucking strong orc brothers here.
Yeah.
So I'm really tempted next time I summon an element, if I lose control of it, to summon an element of its opposite type.
Just fight it.
Just cancel them out.
Just keep summoning them and then drop in concentration on purpose. Do a runner.
Chaos.
Punch yourself in the face.
No, because I can just drop it on purpose. I don't need to.
Okay.
I'm gonna bounce, guys. I'll talk to you again.
Have a good night, Cliff. Catch you later.
Good.
Yeah, you can just
day.
decide to not do it anymore. Just run away and hide.
I'm trying to think how much. I'm not going to tell you guys what encounter there would have been if you hadn't gone and gotten the whiskey and just decided to go through. I also had a very specific encounter. Gromnon has a tendency to mention God explicitly. And there would have been, going into the institution that exists to regulate and keep that sort of thing out, there would have been a very different encounter if he'd done that. I specifically had written up a trigger. Like, if Gromnon mentions God, this happens. But I'm not going to tell you about that either, because there's still time. And I don't know. I want to see if Sam works that out or not.
That's it. I purposely made sure I didn't use many spells a session before. So I literally had a full spell list.
Yeah, I only used 2 spells in the fight in the last session.
So I would have been summoning just a fucking Fae.
I only used Guiding Bolt and Create or Destroy Water last time.
That was a great use of Create and Destroy Water. I see it used so rarely, and every so often it's just the perfect thing.
I'm just glad that it was one of the random spells that I had given Tongi when I randomly assigned his spells the previous session. I was like, random spells, I'll just play with them, like let Tongi experience them.
Yeah, perfect.
You never know what might come in handy. That's the thing.
Yeah, and that fucking came in handy.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But I'm getting rid of that one now. I hopefully won't need that one again.
We'll see.
I'll swap it out for another 1st level spell. I just realized I haven't got any 4th level spells, like
prepped.
Yeah, prepped. It's like 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 6th, and that's it.
In my head, the cleric list though doesn't have many good 4th spells for some reason. They suck. I remember.
They've got like Control Water, Death Ward. Death Ward could come in handy. Banishment could come in handy, but Obadiah Black's got banishment, so there's no point for that.
Which always keeps that equipped.
Stone Shape, I think Tor and Obadiah Black both have.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily have them ready. A lot of my... I have a lot of
Guardian of Faith could help. Guardian of Faith could come in handy. Deals out 60 damage.
I always have Pass Without Trace in my list.
Oh yeah, Pass Without Trace is always handy.
You never know when you're going to need that. Healing Word, that's always in my thingy as well, because that's the emergency. Oh, I'm going to save your ass from dying a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, I've got Cure Wounds, and instead of Healing Word, I've got Prayer of Healing, I think it is.
I use Healing Word because it's a bonus action as well, instead of a main action.
Prayer of Healing's great. Aura of Vitality. But, yeah.
Alright.
Aura of Vitality is always prepared because it's a Twilight Cleric spell.
Yeah, good night, Gix.
Good day.
Better.